to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:34. I'm Madison Pergram.
And I'm Will Puckett on this Thursday, September the 19th. And Madison, you're wearing yellow today because it doesn't feel anything like fall's 3 days away.
And Kelly just told me the first day of fall is on Monday. It'd be hard to believe with how hot it is.
Incredibly hard to believe. Incredibly hard to believe.
Kelly, are we going to see any rain? Is it going to cool down when it comes fall on Monday with hopes?
You know, we've been seeing those temperatures in the 90s, including yesterday for a while. Today, we're going to see a little bit of differences heading into this afternoon as far as temperatures go, and I think you all are going to be a fan of it. So let's go ahead and start you off this morning outside of Whitesburg. Good morning to you folks. Looks pretty calm on downtown Main Street this morning. Satellite and radar, we have been clear overnight, and we will continue to be clear throughout the morning hours. We're continuing our dry stretch, certainly here in the mountains, and this morning is no exception. Those temperatures a little bit warmer to the south. Check it out, Monticello at 72 this morning, but Ashland at 60 degrees. So from north to south, we're looking at about a 12-degree temperature difference. So overall, a little bit chilly for some and a little bit warm for others. But like I was talking about, these temperatures this afternoon, not going to be feeling too bad out there. I'll have more details here in just a little bit, guys.
Ready to break out those jeans and sweatshirts, Kelly. Well, thank you. Well, one Florida man accused of kidnapping a teenager in Wayne County last year is due in court today. 50-year-old Daniel York was arrested in May of 2018 when Kentucky State Police found him with 15-year-old Amabel Felix, who had been missing since March of the same year at a home in Pulaski County. Police also found 6 marijuana plants at the home. York was taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center and faces a host of kidnapping, rape, and drug-related charges.
A fight sends one person to the hospital with a serious stab wound. 2 others were arrested following the early morning fight in Clay County. And now deputies are looking for others involved. Deputies arrested 51-year-old Ricky Gregory in relation to the stabbing and another woman on unrelated charges. But the fight was much larger than the victim and Gregory.
And he had a deep laceration to his upper torso, and his intestines were protruding.
Deputies are still investigating this, and if you have any information, you are asked to contact the Clay County Sheriff's Department. We do not know the condition of the man who was stabbed.
ATF agents are now saying explosives stolen from a construction site were taken out of Morgan County. They had previously said they were stolen on the other side of the Wolfe County line. It happened on Wheel Rim Road between Friday afternoon and Sunday morning. The ATF is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of the explosives and/or the arrest and conviction of anyone responsible.
One Eastern Kentucky man detained outside the Pentagon last month now faces new terroristic threatening charges here at home.
Police say Charles Lawson called Bell County dispatchers dozens of times, threatening the lives of officials.
WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to those dispatchers about the calls.
Bell County Dispatch.
Bell County dispatchers say they received dozens of calls from one man on Monday, none of them for an emergency.
Just going on with a profanity-laced rant about his problems with government officials in Washington, D.C.
Dispatchers estimate he made 70-plus calls, interfering with first responders.
At the time I was receiving a call, I had what I thought could have possibly been a felony crime in progress.
47-year-old Charles Lawson threatened multiple Bell County officials and dispatchers as well, ultimately leading to his arrest. Just last month, Lawson was found outside the Pentagon with multiple weapons and was taken in for a mental health evaluation, then sent back home, prompting continued discussion with Bell County police and federal investigators.
We've been in contact with them and pretty much to keep them informed of the continuing problems that he's having at the current time.
Lawson was charged with second-degree terroristic threatening, harassing communications, and resisting arrest. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Lawson is being held at the Bell County Detention Center and could face more charges.
Later today, we could learn a new trial date for a Harlan County man charged in a 2013 murder. In March, a judge declared a mistrial in the case of Shelby Shell. He is the man police believe murdered former Everett's mayor Ronnie King. Nearly 7 years ago, investigators found King murdered inside of his burned home. Days later, investigators arrested Schell on a host of charges, including murder and arson.
Deputies say one man is behind bars after a Johnson County shooting. It happened Tuesday on State Route 302 in Van Leer. According to an arrest citation, this man, 42-year-old Joseph Fannin, was arguing with another man over scrap metal when Fannin reached for a gun. The two men struggled and Fannin pulled the trigger twice, hitting the man in the hand and torso. That victim was flown to Pikeville Medical Center. He is in stable condition. Fannin was charged with first-degree assault and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center.
An 18-year-old girl died in a car wreck yesterday in Magoffin County. It all happened on Johnson Fork Road near Salyersville early Wednesday morning. Kentucky State Police say 18-year-old Lindsay Trusty died when she lost control of her car and rolled over several times. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
Built in the 1980s, the Loftus Mansion in Pike County turned heads for years. Friday evening, the house went up in flames.
WYMT's Marianne Fletcher talked with members of the community about losing the iconic structure.
A house nestled in the mountains.
This was like a mansion, Beverly Hills or something, We ain't supposed to have that here.
The Loftus Mansion in South Williamson caught the eye of many driving through.
A castle on the hill.
For around 67 years, Rebecca Thornsberry calls this community her home.
For something that was so fantastic, so marvelous, that's the real crime, is that it was not utilized better.
Built in the 1980s, the mansion turned heads.
New mall, first McDonald's, the future was so bright that my town had to wear shades, like the song.
Now Paul Flippin is sad to see. All that remains are charred appliances and stone.
It was kind of a symbol of what's happened to the area with the decline of the coal industry and the uprise of the pill problem.
Friday evening, a controlled burn turned uncontrolled when the house went up in flames, spreading to the hillside.
I hate to see it go, but I hopefully can find something else to put back that will do the area some good.
While the mansion on the mountain becomes a memory. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, we reached out to the owner of the Loftus Mansion for comment, but have not heard back.
As our dry conditions continue, many counties place burn bans on open burning this week. This is a map of all Kentucky counties with burn bans in place in red. That yellow you see is the area in the moderate drought. We hope to have an update on that tomorrow. And you can find a county-by-county list on our website at WYMT.com.
Well, there is hope on the horizon when it comes to Eastern Kentucky health outcomes. During the Appalachian Research Day, Come Sit on the Porch, public health officials shared research into health problems and successes in Appalachia. In attendance, Kentucky's newly appointed Commissioner of Public Health, Dr. Angela Derringer, a Paintsville native who says idea sharing is the key to changing the tide.
My heart really is in Appalachia and Eastern Kentucky. And one of the things that we talked about today was we got to hear from community health workers. And I think that is a wonderful opportunity to reach those rural communities.
Dr. Derringer went on to say that those health workers can be a liaison between doctors and patients.
The Mountain Association for Community Economic Development, or MACE, partnered with the Women's Business Center of Kentucky and hosted a class here in Hazard yesterday. It was designed to help teach entrepreneurs a handful of different skill sets, from creating a business plan to helping finance it. Each student is hoping to learn how to better equip their future business.
There are not a lot of resources, and so we wanted to come out into various communities to address those questions that people don't necessarily always have easy access to getting answers to.
Williams says there will be a digital marketing class held in Whitesburg on the first 4 Tuesdays of October.
Another setback for Kentucky's new driver's licenses. Franklin and Woodford counties were the first to try out the program. Many people faced long lines and even longer waits to get the new IDs. And now Kentucky is on the clock to find a fix before an October 2020 deadline. We will take a look at what that means for Kentuckians in our 6 o'clock hour right here on Mountain News This Morning.
We've all seen images of purported UFOs, but the U.S. Navy has confirmed that one video is not a hoax.
Today, temperatures will be feeling a bit different heading into this afternoon, and I will have those details and the weekend forecast coming up next.